Hello, welcome to the Opinionistics. I'm your host, John Malone. No co-host, because reasons as usual. Introducing from North Carolina, Dipal.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hi. It's so wonderful to be here.
Yes, me too. So, what do you do for a living?
Yeah, so I help women, leaders, and entrepreneurs amplify their voices and lead with confidence.
Hmm, okay, that's cool. And how long have you been doing that for?
Yeah, so for me, it's been a couple of years, over 10 years. And I started by spiritually, being their spiritual mentor. And then now I speak on stages to help motivate them and do workshops to provide them with the proper knowledge and wisdom that I've gained over the years to lead with confidence. Because what I found was a lot of what women were dealing with was they were missing their superpowers. Okay. And a lot and it was stopping them from rising above and being who they're meant to be, their authentic self. And they were afraid in a way to be their authentic self, and it almost became like this mind game of the past versus the future. And that's how I see it, as their past experiences and failures and mistakes and traumas holding them back. And so what I realized is that it was so much more productive to work with the mindset as a spiritual mentor with them, helping them heal the past, and now taking them into the mindset of growth mindset and working with what they want to achieve in their lives.
Yes, I love it. Is there any other jobs or opportunities you haven't done yet, but you want to try do it someday?
You know what? Actually, I do. I want to speak on even bigger stages. I've started speaking, and so I'm still on in the beginning stages. And so I've enjoyed it very much, but I would really like to, and I've done virtual speaking, of course, a lot of that, media work, but I would really like to get on the bigger stages and really, make a bigger impact. That's exactly what I want to do.
Okay, cool, cool. And I've heard something called Rise, the Healing Summit.
Yeah, Rise. It's something that I did put together, something that's coming up at the end of this month. It's an entire summit, and the reason I came up with it was because I feel like it goes hand in hand with what I do already. And it's all about reclaiming, igniting, strengthening, and evolving as humans. And I feel like if we can rise beyond our capacity of what we are right now, all the things that we hold on to, everywhere that we hold back in life. And if we can rise above that and find more happiness, because everybody's always looking for more happiness and more joy. Every client that I have, I'm like, well, what is your intention? Right. And they're like, I just want to find more happiness. And I'm like, okay, more freedom. All right. So, what do we need to do in order to do that and get there? Because right now, there's a lot of directions that we are all pulled in, right? And that's why so many people feel like, okay, I'm having a lot of brain fog, or I can't focus, or I can't concentrate. Well, how do we get back to focusing? We have to rise above some of our challenges and obstacles, number one being technology, right? So if we can rise above and find our space, find our focus, and come back into the present and be more mindful and utilize what the spiritual teachers and thought leaders are going to teach us during the Rise Summit, because they've learned from all of this. They have been learning. They have such great wisdom that they can share with us. And so what I've done is I've brought together about 17 of us to help with helping globally people all over the world, assist them in reclaiming, igniting, strengthening, and evolving. And I feel like this is going to make a huge impact around the world, to many people who are looking for healing. And especially, it's not even like we're doing actual healing work, like what I mean by that, it's not woo woo, it's not all spiritual. It is actually things that are tangible, right? We like, as humans, to take something tangible that we can work on ourselves. If somebody tells you that, okay, I want you to start journaling, I want you to start writing, or one of the leaders, one of the spiritual leaders that I look up to is Marcy Shimoff, and she's going to be somebody that I'll be interviewing. And she mentioned she has this book out called Happiness for No Reason. And in that book, she actually gives tangible things to do that will help you create more happiness in your life. And I learned, and I started to apply that in my life, not only with myself, but my family. And I noticed that how much that is shifting the way we're starting to think, because as we start to raise our vibration, right? As we start to clear things out, as we start to discover things about ourselves, there's a personal level of growth happening within us when we can be more conscious of what we are actually doing. Because right now everybody's on autopilot. Would you agree?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So we're all on autopilot. We're just doing things, losing things. We don't even know where if we brushed in the morning or not. And so if we can consciously start taking actions little by little and start doing things for ourselves, the bigger picture will show up. And that's how I feel about this. And so that's why I brought these thought leaders to show us the way of rising above what's here on the 3D plane, right? Like there's a lot of ego, there's a lot of imposter syndrome, there's a lot of things happening that we don't need to be involved in. And I call it all drama, you know? So to get away from all of that, I feel like we need to really, really understand how we can rise above who we really are. And if we want to change, right? A lot of people are looking for change. And if you want to change something in your life, Rise the Healing Summit will help you do that. And it's happening April 22nd to the 26th. And it's from 11 a.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got 3 speakers a day, and then 3 days we have musicians. And so you're going to be able to really get deep with all the work that's going to be happening, and that these spiritual thought leaders are going to be sharing with us. So it's going to be a phenomenal event.
Sweet. Where do you see yourself 20 years from now?
I would rather see myself in the next 20 minutes from now. I feel like I don't have a plan, to be honest. I mean, when you have that kind of plan that far out, then you're not really living, I feel. And lately, like, because of my own personal growth, and if I want to rise, right, I can't plan a lot of things out that far. If you were to ask me, well, okay, well, what do you see maybe by the end of this year, right? I would say that that I see myself growing exponentially as a person, um, realizing that that I can be more focused, like, because that has been an issue for me for the last 2 years, right? And we talk about focus, and I feel like I can't remember things sometimes. And I'm like, "Why is this happening? I'm only 48 years old. I shouldn't be losing my memory," right? So I'm working on that. That's my personal growth part that I'm working on, and as well as doing some more stage presence that I mentioned earlier. And that's what I have in mind right now. Of course, there's many other things that I can probably come up with, but those are my 2 main focuses. And to, of course,
Nice.
grow my business. I definitely wanna, help more and more people globally and invite them to my space to heal, to be spiritually mentored, as well as, allow me to be part of their journey.
Yes, absolutely. If you were given 500 acres of land, what would you use that land for?
Huh. If I was given 500 acres of land, wow. Um, you know what? I would love to build homes for those who are homeless. I feel like, to me, it's a way of giving, but I don't when I see somebody that doesn't have a home, it really hurts my heart. I'm very empathic. And so immediately I feel it in my heart. And in India, because I grew up in India, well, just for a year and a half of my life, but, later on, I visited my home, and I realized how many people really are homeless, and I feel like that's if I had 500 acres of land, that is definitely something that I would give away.
I like that. That is something that would definitely benefit a lot of people in the future.
Yeah,
Maybe in the next few years or so.
yeah.
Have you ever heard of a drink called banana friche?
No.
That's all right. I get that from a lot of people. They all said the same thing.
What is that?
So it's no, a banana flavored smoothie slash milkshake that has all the tingly sensations in the world.
Interesting.
Yes, indeed. Would you rather never age physically or never age mentally?
I would never age mentally. That would be me. Because I feel like our mental state is so important, and being a mind reprogramming expert, I would definitely agree that, yeah, I don't wanna age mentally, and that's why I keep doing what I do, right? Like, I could retire. I could have retired long time ago, but I feel like if I don't keep my mind healthy, then yeah, it's not gonna work as efficiently. And I feel like the mental health is so much more powerful. That's what keeps us healthy, right? Like if you think of positive things in your mind, right? And if your mind has that ability to do that, then good things, you will attract good things. So the state of your mind will create the physical body, okay? The state of the physical body. So I feel like if my mind is anti-aged, then my body will be anti-aged. And they both go hand in hand. But I would rather age be ageless mentally.
Yeah, I could see that. Would you rather never use social media again or never watch another movie or TV show again?
I would rather never use social media again. One of the things that social media has done, and I've realized it, if I look at social media, I immediately start comparing myself. And I know a lot of people do, and I feel like that's a way of I almost feel like it's almost like a cyberbully attack because it feels very if I feel into it, it feels like it's attacking me, okay? And I
Mm,
don't like that feeling. So for me, I stay off social media as much as I can. And I only use it for business purposes, not for any other purpose. So a lot of times people won't see my family on there unless I'm going somewhere that I want to invite them to see. And if it's only for business, that I'm using it for spiritual spaces or something that I'm doing that is going to benefit others. But I know there's a lot of people that just post anything and everything on social media, and that's not me. So yeah, if I don't have to ever look at social media again, I'll be fine.
yeah, I agree. Because as useful as social media is, it really gets us addicted in all the wrong ways.
Well, not only that, but you're talking about mentally aging, and I think that can easily mentally age somebody.
Oh yes, that too. If you could live anywhere else in the world, where would it be?
Mm. Well, I just came back from Peru, and that was beautiful, but it's not a place that I'd like to live. If I was to live somewhere in the world, I would I would love to live in India. And there is a a place that I would want to be in, and it's called Kailash. And Kailash is the home of Shiva, who is the very first yogi. And the energies of Shiva reside there. And I'm very close to that energy. Okay. It's a Shakti. It's a strong energy. Okay. Strength. It represents strength. And I've been so called to go there. So at some point within the next few years, that is my goal, maybe in the next 2 years.
Sweet.
Not to live there forever, though, but to at least visit. But if I did have a choice to be anywhere in the world, I would love to be there.
Yes, that's certainly quite a treat. Have you met anyone famous?
Anyone famous? You know what? I met Michael Douglas, and I have met, oh, who else have I met? Oh, I've met Jennifer Lawrence, and I've met another person who played in Homeland. His name was Sal in the show. I've met a few people,
Okay,
and
that's
even
cool.
yeah, I've met a few celebrities. I've met a few people in the spiritual realm as well, and they are celebrities to me. And I'm sure there are celebrities to anybody that is in the spiritual realm. But some of these thought leaders that are going to be on the Rise Summit, I met Mike Dooley, I met Nancy Levin, I've met, I met someone else. But there's a lot of people that I've met.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, that's kind of neat. Have
yeah.
you ever met Joe? Have you ever met Joe before?
Joe.
Joe Mama?
No.
Oh, okay. I just thought I might ask because he's well known, I guess.
No, I've never met him.
Okay, fair enough. He's a good guy though. He's pretty funny for a lot of people.
No, I haven't met him. I did
All right
meet
then.
Russell Peters though.
Ah, nice.
Do you know Russell Peters?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a comedian, a well-known comedian.
Ah, nice. I'll look up onto that.
Yeah.
Would you sleep on the wall or sleep on the ceiling?
Mm, I'm not really sure where this question is going, but I would probably sleep on the wall. It's probably easier to find a wall that's, you know, like I could sit down and sleep against the wall, maybe. So it's probably easier against a wall.
Nice. I can see that. How did you spend your last birthday?
Oh, wow. I spent my last birthday working. It was a work day. So I spent it working. But
Ah,
it was fine, right? Because I love what I do, and so it's perfectly fine with me.
yeah, absolutely.
And I went for a walk and I had coffee.
Ah, all right then. That's cool. What's the best thing you've bought off Amazon?
Oh, geez. A bidet. It's a portable bidet. And when I travel, because I travel a lot, um, it was the best thing ever. Because when you're going internationally, it is great.
Nice. Have you ever imagined a world that is just a big, massive garden?
Have I ever imagined that?
Yeah,
No, I haven't.
it's nice.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Cool. If you're going on a road trip, what two items do you make sure to bring with you?
The bidet, number 1. And then number 2, food.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
You gotta keep food to survive, I guess.
Exactly.
What was the last book you've read?
Happiness for No Reason by Marcy Shimoff.
Hmm. All right then. If you had your own talk show, who would you invite on?
If I had my own talk show, I want Matthew McConaughey.
Ah,
I've been a
nice.
fan of his for a long time, and I know he does a lot of work with children in even in Charlotte where I live. So yeah, I would invite him.
Yes, that's a pretty good option. If you were hosting a dinner party and you could invite five guests who either are alive or dead, who would you invite?
5 guests.
Hmm.
Hmm. I would invite Sadhguru. I don't know if you know him or not. He is a yogi, and he is in India, and I would invite him. He's got many places around here, but he has the Isha Foundation. And then I would invite do they have to be celebrities or it could be anybody?
It could be anyone.
Oh, okay. I would invite my husband, my kids, my 2 children, my mom, and my dad.
Nice. Fantastic. What were the silliest things you believed as a child?
The silliest thing is to that dogs are scary. That we should run away from them. To fear them. That was the silliest thing. Because now I own a dog.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought the same thing when I was young, but now I realize they're not that scary. They're just excited and just
Exactly.
also kind of
Exactly.
loud at times.
Exactly.
Yeah, it all makes sense now. Would you rather speak all languages or talk to animals?
Mm. Well, since I already talk to animals, I guess I would speak other languages.
Me too. What is your favorite ice cream topping?
Nuts.
What kind of nuts?
Mm, peanuts and hazelnuts.
That's a good combo.
Mhm.
What have been the high points and the low points throughout your whole life?
I think the high points are well, the low points, I guess, was when I couldn't get a job in the pharmaceutical industry and I worked about 8 months to try to get the position. And then the high point was when I first did get my first job in pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, I can almost feel it. Where do you where do you spend most of your free time?
Walking, hiking, jogging, outside, basically. I love the outdoors. I love the sun, I love the nature, I love all the elements that it offers.
Yes, absolutely. I do a bit of walking myself, mainly indoors, but that's about it.
Indoors.
Yeah,
That's okay. That's good walking too. I just like nature.
yes. What has been the longest trip you've ever traveled?
To India. It's been the longest. Like it takes over 20 hours just to get there and back. And that's just on the plane. And so, yeah, that's the longest trip.
Wow, 20 hours. That,
Mhm.
that
Over
is
20
mental.
hours. Yep.
The longest I traveled was 11, and that's only across the Atlantic Ocean
Yeah.
visiting my family.
Oops.
What
Oh,
is the best way to stay motivated?
stay what?
What is the best way to stay motivated?
Um, I feel like the best way to stay motivated is to really find that part of you that makes you happy, right? If you're happy, you're going to be motivated to do something. If you're not happy, you're going to procrastinate, you're going to be feel overwhelmed, you're going to feel anxious, you might even feel depressed and sad. So, I feel like that's the best way to stay motivated is find your happiness first.
Yeah, absolutely. That is very important, for sure. And that is all I have for this episode. It's great having you on, talking about Rise the Healing Summits and amplifying the voices of leaders and so on. It's been great.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
You're welcome. And until next time, stay opinionated.